what's poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. Good morning! How are you doing? How am I doing? Oh, a little frustrated. Seeing that I've done this video already, but because I forgot to turn off the damn... I forgot to turn off the Bluetooth connection. And when I speak through the car speakers, the video just sounds all crazy and messed up. So this will be my second time making this video. But the video still needs to be made. So I digress. If you like these crazy things that I put together, subscribe and hit the like button. You can get these type of frustration rants all the time. Okay, but seriously. Today I want to talk to you guys about Dr. Furuli. He's the Jehovah Witness, the educated one, who decided to bring out a tell-all against the governing body, in which he tastefully showed his displeasure in which the JW religion is ran by its leadership, which is the governing body. And he was, as we all predicted would happen, he got kicked out of the organization and unceremoniously walked up out of there. So this is the thing about Dr. Furuli that I find personally so interesting. He is us. He's all of us ex-witnesses. Every current Jehovah Witness, except a little, he got a little bit more of, he sticks his chest out a little more. He's a little less afraid than your average JW. He has a view, and he's not afraid to ask questions and try to get some answers. Because every Jehovah Witness I've ever known, ex-JW, current JWs, they all have one thing in common. There's something about this organization that just doesn't feel right. Now, whether or not you voice that opinion, it's a totally different thing, okay? You might have that feeling. You may even talk about it in the privacy of your own home or with some very, very trustworthy friends. But for the most part, no, you're not going to just divulge that you have a problem with the organization. And that's not a lie at all. I know for years, even after I was gone from the organization and I had a ton of questions, I was scared to ask them because asking questions equal possibly losing your family. Just think about that for a second. Asking a question could possibly lead to you losing your family. So you just sit there and you shut the hell up. That should not be a thing in any true religion. You should immediately lose your true religion status the moment you don't allow people to ask questions. Like literally questions is the first thing you need in order to get to the truth. You have to question something, right? But anyway, Dr. Furuli had questions about the organization as we all did. My question personally was, according to the Bible, Jesus had skin of bronze, hair of wool. Yep, that's nappy wool right there. Why doesn't Jesus look like that in the Bible? The Jehovah Witnesses really like to put an emphasis on how accurate they are. Why aren't they accurate with that? And that was my question. I brought that to the elders. I did the right thing. I didn't go looking online. I went straight to the source. The more spiritually advanced elders in our congregation, they'll have the answer. You know what their answer was to me? Have you been looking at apostate material? Oh, you must be looking at that apostate material. You know you ain't supposed to be doing that, right? Oh, is that apostate material you looking at? No, I wasn't. If I'm being completely honest, I was watching these crazy Hebrew Israelite videos, right? Because just for entertainment, not like I was listening or like paying attention to these guys. These guys are nuts, okay? I wasn't in there at all trying to like really pay attention to what they said, but they did make a great point. Jesus had skin of bronze and hair of wool. And at no point did they say, why are the Jehovah Witnesses like that? I was like, nah, but we do really enjoy taking ourselves serious. This is probably a simple question and answer. I bet you any elder can answer that. Boy, was I wrong. My answer came in the form of, oh, you're looking at apostate material. Are you sure you want that answer? And if I'm being completely honest, the answer they gave me was, what does it matter? We're supposed to be listening to Jesus. Who cares what he looked like? I'm like, what? It matters a little bit. It matters enough that you didn't stick to what it says in the Bible. It mattered at least that much. Right? And if we are just supposed to be paying attention to what Jesus did, why are you letting children get baptized? Jesus got baptized when he was 30. Why are we not following his example? We're supposed to be paying attention to what Jesus did, right? See, this is my thing. You should not be in trouble for trying to get your question answered. And I'm sure he probably talked to some elders. He probably questioned it like, yo, why does the governing body run the organization the way they do? I don't think that's right. Because technically, it's their organization. It's no longer God's organization. And if it's no longer God's organization, then what are we doing at all? Oh, those are the right words to get you kicked up out of there. That's exactly what you need to do. Because according to the Jehovah Witnesses, the unforgivable sin is questioning the governing body. Just think about that for a second. The worst thing you can do in the world is question the governing body. Oh, I can think of more things than that just off the top of my head. Like boiling a puppy. I think that's probably the worst thing you can do in the world. Or, ooh, even worse than that. Punching a man that's banging a woman right in his nuts. That's the worst thing. That's the unforgivable sin in my book. I'm writing my own Bible, by the way. And that's gonna be one of the unforgivable sins. You don't do that. But he punched me in my face. You don't punch a man in the gizzards while he banging. That's not right. But seriously though, back to Dr. Furuli. Him criticizing the organization for the way they run things should have been met with, on a large scale, a conversation. Hey, we're trying to run the organization the right way. You are a man of high regard for the organization, and you have a very high position. And you know what? We respect you and what you've brought to the organization. Let's get these questions answered, even if at the end of the day, we agree to disagree. That's how it's supposed to be handled. But they were more like, I'd rather kick him out than to actually even try to explain our position. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather kick him out so the rest of us, so we can keep the other people in line. They don't care about whether or not he has a point. When do points matter? This ain't a basketball game. Points don't matter. And a Jehovah Witness organization, it don't matter if you got points. You still lose the game. At least that's how they play it. But he is all of us. We have questions. The only difference is when we have questions, the XJWs, we demand an answer. And not just any old cookie cutter answer either. It has to make sense. As everybody should. If anybody wants a question answered in this world, they should not only demand that the question gets answered, but it answered in a way that makes sense. If somebody comes up to me, Jay, where have you been lately? And I just look at him and say, screwdriver. I'm going to have to explain myself, Like if I come home late at night and I got lipstick on my shirt and I smell like perfume and my wife is like, Jay, where the hell you been at? And I look at her and I just go, leaf. Leaf? Like the leaf that fall off the tree? That's the one. You think she's going to accept that answer? First off, it makes no sense. It's summertime, so the leaves aren't even falling. And I'm probably going to be in a lot of trouble. You see, this is the way we need to approach all questions. The same way Dr. Furuli did. He has a question, and he was willing to put out a book to express his views because he probably couldn't get the questions answered the correct way or the right way inside of that organization. He did the next best thing, and kicking him out proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're more interested in keeping people in line than they are, correct. Being correct, that's an afterthought. How about we just keep this dictatorship going? I think that's the most important thing, don't you? But yes, this is where we're at with the Jehovah Witness organization, and this is something that we should all continue to talk about and preach about, because the way they have things set up, people who talk, they're literally in a position to where they can lose it all. And that puts them in a space where they're protected via hostage, I guess. You know, like if you've been raised in an organization and all your family and friends are in the organization, you lose any and everybody if you speak out about them. That's not, you're staying in because you love God. You're staying in because you don't want to lose your social structure. You know what I mean? And any religion that forces you to do that is not a religion at all. It's a cult. It's a hostage situation. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. Furuli pointed that out. Oh, I can't wait I can have a conversation with him. I hope he speak English. I know he's from another country, so I hope he speak English. That would be nice. But anyway, I hope y'all having this as great of a day as I am. And yeah, let's do this again tomorrow, all right? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. Holla at your guala. Subscribe if you haven't. Deuces.